Hi YouTube, it's Kathy. I am pet sitting at my best friend's house where there is no fewer than 3 Christmas trees in this immediate vicinity. So that explains where I am. What I'm doing, you'll probably figure out from whatever I decide to title this, but basically my friend Rebecca has made it a yearly tradition to drink wine and read a book on her channel, and I thought that sounded delightful, especially since I have this space to myself. In any case, my besties said, hey, you can definitely drink that bottle of wine that's in the fridge, so that's gonna happen. We have some Jackson Trigg Pinot Grigio 2017 with a screw top, because that's way easier to open on camera. And these probably aren't wine glasses, but they're real cute. It's what I'm using. Also, if I use something with a stem, I would definitely knock it over in the middle of this video, so that's just not happening. So the plan for this is I am going to use ye olde Google to find some Christmas erotica and read it. I will put links to whatever I find down in the description, so if you decide that you want to read it, sure. But for now, I'm just going to Google free Christmas erotica. The first thing that comes up is called In Santa's Lap. This already sounds like I'm not going to want to read it, but I'm clicking on it. I'm going to need some wine first. I will put a screen grab of what is at the top of this page for you so you can see what I'm seeing right now. Just based on the title and this photo, I'm assuming that this is not only Santa kink, but specifically mall Santa kink, which I learned a lot about in Sarah and Rebecca's podcast that I listened to, so I will leave links to that down below as well because it's a delight. So rather than reading it out loud to you, because this is not my work, I am going to read this and tell you kind of the highlights of it. In Santa's Lap, an erotic Christmas story. Exactly what I asked the internet for. So in our first paragraph, we have the protagonist just basically creeping on the mall Santa. The first line is, he was finally done for the day, and she watched from a distance as the final shoppers were herded out. Everybody's leaving. The legendary older man in his white trimmed hat, velvet plush suit, still on his chair. No doubt he's tired. A couple weeks ago her office closed for Christmas, and she's just been coming to the same mall for something to do, or someone to do, I imagine. Come for the budget shopping, stay for the Santa, who she points out she knows is not the Santa, but that's not gonna stop her. Apparently he's a really good facsimile for what she thought real Santa would look like, so that's what she's digging. Ooh, she's gone so far to even notice like which shifts he's taking and not a different Santa. Closing time Saturday afternoon on Christmas Eve, which is today. It's a Sunday though, but still, I'll make sure this goes up on Christmas Eve just as my present to you. So she's never talked to Santa before, it looks like, and she's gone up to just like approach him for what she wants, the sexy times. And basically as soon as he starts talking to her, she just like flushes with embarrassment and stands there stock still and is just like staring at him, which is definitely akin to my flirting methods. Ooh, apparently he's noticed her sitting on the bench for the last few weeks, and now he's inviting her to come over and sit on his lap and talk about her troubles. He's off duty, but he's still such a nice guy. She feels like she's being transported into a magical world. He's making sure she feels safe. I appreciate this. Here's some quoting for you. He helped her position herself in his lap, her bottom over his crotch. It's not how you sit on Santa's lap, children. Her skirt had ridden up somewhat obscenely during her climb, rendering her rather more slutty than the virginal young lady meeting Santa scene she often dreamed about. Santa's already breathing hot and rapid in her ear. Sexy? She felt a definite stirring beneath her bottom, and she's already a slippery mess. Oh, here's his pickup line. You know your trouble, young lady. You're extremely good at being very, very naughty. She melted. Well, at least part of her did. Hard as a candy cane and twice as sweet. Okay. She wanted so desperately to feel it inside her, to feel Santa filling her with his magical warmth. Trousers yanked down to free merely the important part of him. All of you is important. You're not just a dick, Santa. Oh, there's a Santa sack joke. Oh no! The end of this. Oh. It turns out it was all a daydream. That is so sad. It was a dream all along. Worst trope ever. Alright, I have not had nearly enough wine. My camera is still recording. Let's see if we can do one more story, shall we? I come to the understanding, no pun intended, that there is a lot of Christmas porn, or erotica, we should say, to be accurate. Probably porn as well, but I'm not checking. That is incest-based, and I am not about that. That is an oh no for me. so not clicking any of those. There's also some non-human, which I don't know what that means. Oh, it's a Krampus one. How long is this Krampus erotica? Oh, there's no sex in this story, so that's not what we came for. Some of these titles, though, like Mistletoe Mommy, which is definitely an incest one. No thanks. And like, no shade, if these are things that you enjoy, I am very happy for you. It's just not what I want to read. At least not on camera. Ooh, there's something under sci-fi. The Elf's Christmas Miracle. These stories are a little bit too long. Basically, what you've learned is there is a Christmas tag on Literotica, so if you didn't already know that, you're welcome. I keep finding freebies, but then you have to sign up for websites that I'm not interested in signing up for because I don't really read a lot of erotica, and if I do, I'm just gonna read whatever free stuff I can find or whatever's at the library, which obviously isn't a crap ton because public. Although I have read some great romance from the library. Specifically, the best one that I've read was actually an audiobook called Smut, and a friend of mine sent it to me, not knowing it actually took place in my city, and there's a scene in the library at the university I attended, which I feel very bad for the one book in that scene, but other than that, it was pretty great smut. But that's not what we're doing in this video. We're trying to find some short smut. Let's try one more Google thing. Free short Christmas erotica. Still, In Santa's Lap comes up first, so it's got its SEO going, I guess. There's not necessarily Christmas ones on here, but the very first title on this website is Little Red Riding Crop. I mean, to be fair, when Rebecca did this, she did have to read like a 40-page book, and I read like what at best would have been 2-page books, so I'm just being really too picky. There's also a Merry Christmas tag apparently on Literotica, and Christmas Party. Let's check out the Christmas Party tag, just for fun. Under the Christmas Party tag on Literotica, there's one called Better Late Than Never. Again, I'll link it down below. So in the first paragraph, we already have a woman named Tara who is looking out the window at work and basically going, I'm never gonna make it to the Christmas party. Of all days, she did not want to be late for this one for some reason. Apparently her ongoing obsession, who's the boss she's been working for 3 years, is going to be there. She's a nurse and he's a doctor. That's what this erotic coupling is, nurse-doctor. In the middle of this, let's just talk about like oh no no's and you factors. Like, my mom's a nurse. So in theory, I could be like, nope, can't read this. But also, it's fine. I think it's probably because I watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy and a lot of sex happens in that show, so reading this, my first thought wasn't even like a nurse and my mom. My mom watches my videos. This is gonna be a great part to edit in. My first thought was mostly like, oh, these two professionals are finally gonna get it on at this Christmas party, probably. Let's find out. She's been secretly hoping tonight would be the night that they would finally grow a pair of alcohol-induced cojones and spend some quality time together. Christmas is always bringing people together. She's staying late so she can really get her job done for this old man named Frank, and you know what? I appreciate that. Usually I'd be like, why is this paragraph even here? Oh, you're making me actually care about this character. I appreciate that, thank you. Apparently there's an issue with his insurance, not covering the medication he needs, and she is spending 45 minutes on the phone just to make sure he gets his medication, which, yes. Thank you, Tara. You're great. I like you. This is a trope I really like. I'm gonna need more wine in just a second, but I'm gonna tell you about it first. She gets off the phone. She's very happy that she's finally gotten this thing for this patient, which is wonderful. And she's doing a victory dance, and she's, oh, the weather outside is frightful. And she doesn't care about her terrible singing voice because she thinks she's alone, and she's just putting the last pen back in the pen holder, and then, oh fuck, the doctor that she likes is apparently in the room right now. He's leaning against the door frame, he was smirking with his arms crossed, and Tara smacked a hand over her mouth in shock. Those tropes are fun because who doesn't want to be seduced by somebody being their own selves? Like, I like that. I'm gonna need to order some vegan pizza after this. Oh my god, how long have you been standing there is a sentence that should exist in so many things. I love it. He's teasing her about her terrible singing. He's chuckling with a sexy lopsided grin, which makes it okay, I guess. She's laughing it off and swatting his chest and mentally patting herself on the back for not swooning as her hand met the solid mass of muscles that was his body. I might have to take off this hoodie soon. It's getting a little warm in here. Ooh, he doesn't like her singing, but he does like her dance moves. She's like, what are you still doing here? Shouldn't you be at the party? And he's like, I could tell you that I was charting, but that'd be bullshit. He probably doesn't like parties. That's what we're gonna get to. Let's find out. The truth is, oh, he noticed she was still here on the phone and he just kind of waited around for her, which is pretty sweet. Ooh, yep, no, definitely. And decided to change my plans so I could get you alone for once. Yep, they definitely dig each other. This is good. This next paragraph is like digging back to like when she first met him and how she's been attracted to him ever since. And I appreciate this level of detail because I'm demisexual. So, like, if they had just met each other and wanted to bang, I'd be like, this story is boring. To me personally. But like, they've gotten to know each other, they still really like each other after a while. I'm digging it. Also making a point of not just saying that he's just hot, but he has a great personality. Also appreciate. Because I expect people to be hot in these things. Like, I expect, because it's a fantasy, that like everybody has the perfect bodies and they've got the muscles or whatever. But when an author takes the time to put in their smut that somebody is a good person, I root for them more. Oh, they have a long-standing tradition of pranking each other. Okay, yeah, this couple needs to get together. I want it to happen. He goes in to kiss her ever so lightly. She kisses him back. Hallelujah is literally a word used in this paragraph. Also, I like this paragraph just because he's like, I need you, and to be honest, I've wanted you since we met. And she's like, truthfully, I was planning to convince you to come back to mine after the Christmas party. And I've basically had this conversation with somebody before, so yep. Okay, they've gone from light petting to her literally saying, please tell me you have no qualms about fucking me in this building, Brian, because if you tell me we have to stop, I will spontaneously combust right here. I mean, I think we all assumed they were gonna fuck in this building, let's be honest. I also appreciate that she's in blue scrubs because, like, what hospital on TV doesn't have blue scrubs? Ooh, they're taking it to his office to be more private. Here's something that takes me out of the narrative a little. Is we know it's snowing. We know that they're supposed to be at a Christmas party. There is still some daylight entering the office. My problem with this is if they are low enough in latitude, longitude, whichever one is across and not up and down, to still have light, but they have snow, and it's gotta be like after 6, because I assume that's when Christmas parties start, even in this fictional universe. I don't know, man. Like, there's enough daylight to shine through, like, the cracks of the closed blinds, is what it says. That's me being picky AF. I just really miss the sun. Like, the sun goes down at, like, 4 here. It sucks. And we don't have snow. Alright, I see the word ass coming up, so they're gonna do some things now. Let me read it. Oh, they're on his desk. Yep, that makes sense. Upping some boobs, thumbs grazing nipples, teasing each other a bit. Sexy, flirty talk. Good times. Diving in with all the zeal of a kid on Christmas morning while undressing him. That brings back to the Christmas theme, like it, which morphs into overwhelming pleasure. And because this is fantasy, she makes a point of saying that she's never been able to reach orgasm with penetration alone, and yet somehow it's happening. Pounding, pounding, heat in her lower abdomen. These are people in a medical field, and only now, after he's come, do they both realize that he was not wearing a condom. They're assuring each other they're both clean. She has an IUD. That's good, I guess. And then he says basically, like, come home with me. I know I'm gonna want to do that again and often. And then she teases him by being like, I need some time to think about it. And then almost immediately she's like, yep, I would definitely do that again and again. Repeatedly. Now take me home, Dr. Taylor. Which is only an awkward phrase to say because my roommate is named Taylor, and also I have many friends named Taylor, so if any of the Taylors I know in life have just watched that, you're welcome and I'm sorry. I don't know. But yeah, better late than never. That was some pretty good erotica. I appreciated some aspects of it. Occasionally I was taken out of it because I don't understand where you are in the solar system, basically. But, some good times. So yeah, that is my homage to Rebecca reading erotica on camera while drinking. I asked on Instagram if this was a thing that people would want to see, and nobody voted against it. This really just makes me want to bring back my Come Drink With Me series, which is something I used to do years ago, actually before I was officially, like, straight up a booktuber, where I would just like drink and talk with my friends about whatever topic they wanted to talk about, because it is a little bit more fun to get sauced on camera with somebody else. I can see why Sarah and Rebecca do this together. In any case, I know this is not my usual booktube type content, but if this is something you have enjoyed, please let me know, because I would be willing to do this for whatever seasonal thing is happening if it's something you guys actually enjoy. I'm an adult. None of this wine is going to be left. I'm gonna drink it all and then order pizza. And there you have it. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this type of video. I'm assuming that you did if you got to this part of the video. Also, please check out Rebecca's video because I absolutely loved it. Like, the novella she was reading was so preposterous that I might have to search it out and read it for myself just to laugh at it. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this with all of your festive friends as you see fit, and I'm sure I will see you very soon. Bye!